How many ounces are you trying to get today, Anson?
I'm trying to start out with 40.
Wow, 40 ounces.
That's a really nice start. Are you looking for certain designs? Are you looking for premium silver, meaning things that are a little more scarce? Or are you looking to get the most silver for your money?
What would you recommend?
Buy your gold and silver online from SD Bullion. New customers get gold or silver at spot by visiting sdbullion.com/new.
Harry, we finally did it. We hit 300,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yes, and it's kind of a symmetrical thing. It happened at 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We hit 300,000 subscribers. I thank everyone out there for hitting that subscribe button, for being there all year for us, and hopefully being here in the coming year where we'll all have new goals, new giveaways, and things to get excited about. But for right now, this is what's exciting.
Yeah, so how it's gonna work is if you wanna enter the giveaway to win these beautiful gold coins, this will be the grand prize, and then we'll have 5 runner-ups. All you have to do is leave a comment in this video. Leave a comment down below, and then on Wednesday, January 1st, we're gonna post another video and reveal the winners.
Yes, and it's such a fantastic set. It's something even those of us as part of the giveaway envy, because this is a true type set of US gold worth in excess of $7,000 if you went to buy this. And it's just such a joy to give it away to a deserving subscriber. Please make sure you comment sometime during this week before New Year's Eve. Hopefully we will announce your name on New Year's Day next year.
Oh man, that'd be a great way to start off the year, huh?
Congratulations, guys. I mean, let's get this giveaway going, and it's awesome. Somebody's gonna start the year off on the right foot, I'll say.
So we're gonna have the one main winner and then 5 runner-ups, but if the main winner doesn't contact me, then one of the runner-ups could actually win the gold. So if you see your name on the first, definitely email me. I'll have all of the rules in the description down below. I can't believe we're finally doing this, Harry.
If you're a subscriber to this channel, you're already a winner in many, many ways, and so we thank you for that. But I hope one of you truly enjoys the victory you're going to have when you get this set of coins in the mail.
This is the biggest giveaway we've ever done, Harry.
I don't even know of a bigger giveaway on any silver channel. I really don't.
Oh my goodness. Would you look at this? You guys have a few small pieces of gold and that's it. Are people buying up gold right now or what?
Like crazy. There was a dip last week, and it's wise to buy on the dips, and people did. Sometimes they bought multiple ounces or multiple double eagle $20 gold pieces. We just sold all the gold except these 3 10th-ounce prospectors. Of course, we'll restock, but someone's getting some great stocking stuffers. I can tell you, we're a little down even on the silver, because the last week it's all been about stocking stuffers rather than people who are stacking or investing in the metals. You know, just fun little gifts, and sometimes not so little when it's gold.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, speaking of stacking, we actually have a new stacker here. What's your name?
My name's Anson.
What's up, Anson? I'm
Hey,
Silver Dragons.
nice
Nice
to
to
meet
meet
you.
you. So, have you bought any gold or silver before?
First time.
First time.
First time.
Okay, what's behind your interest in investing in silver?
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is if something bad goes on with the market, I can still obviously physically touch my silver. It's, a metal, which is not like a stock or bond or, a cryptocurrency that I can't really see. It's a tangible asset. I like that it's an alternative investment that's a hedge against inflation. And then I also really like that it's not managed by like another company, because if that company goes under or there's a broker that goes under, then I could lose all my money. So I kind of like the idea of just having silver as a backup asset.
If you do invest in silver, do you plan on somehow storing it yourself, or will you have a third party keep it for you, or will you put it in a safe deposit box? I ask this because it's kind of an important aspect, in my view, of being a stacker and having a tangible asset. How tangible is it for you? You want access to it?
Yeah, I think I want access to it. So the plan is to safely store it at home and then, have control of it myself.
In a prior video, I talked about what happened during COVID, where my bank was closed for several weeks, as were most businesses in the area. And while I didn't need it for an emergency, I thought, this is an emergency and I can't get in my safe deposit box.
It's like trying to get cash from the bank. Sometimes you think, I want to get, my own money, and they might not even be able to get it to you. But
Yeah.
if it's a large sum of money.
If they go on a banking holiday, then you're kind of just out of luck.
Well, here's the other thing too. It's silver and gold. They're kind of an unconventional currency, international currency. You can bring the silver pretty much in any country in the world, and you have money, you have something of value to go off of. Yeah, I'm with Anson.
Do you feel that there might be a need for barter in your future, in our future? Is that one of your concerns or motivating factors in wanting to stack silver?
I'm not concerned that the world is going to end tomorrow. But yeah, it is definitely like a nice ad, right? Like if something did go terribly wrong, the fact that there's, some sort of contingency plan, if I had to buy a can of beans or something like that, that is cool.
Harry, what I think would be interesting is, what if we kind of role play it a little bit?
Okay.
And let's say, okay, Anson here is worried about the world ending. What would you recommend in that scenario? I know it's not the case, but if he was worried about that.
These are reasonable questions to ask a new stacker. You got to find out what's behind the desire. There's people who come in here who say, I think I'm going to need this for food and water and ammunition. And in those cases, I kind of steer people towards the US 90% or constitutional silver, sometimes referred to as junk silver. And the reason being, well, it's two reasons really. One is it's in very recognizable forms. Silver dimes, quarters, half dollars, all of which, even if you don't know silver, you know that's a dime.
Right.
And so it's in increments that are small enough that if you did need a can of beans and you were hungry enough, you might trade a 50-ounce bar of silver. I mean, you're hungry.
Right.
When in fact, $2.30 worth of silver in a dime would do the job.
Yeah, and the other person's supplier obviously knows what that is, right? They've seen money probably.
If somebody's willing to barter, they know what this is. And it doesn't take much educating to convince somebody that this isn't the normal dime. This is a pre-1965 90% silver. So when people are concerned about barter in the future, Adrian and I always steer them first towards the constitutional silver. And by the way, it kind of trades places with silver rounds, which we'll talk about in a minute, with being the least expensive silver you can own. So it has that going for it, and the increments that are small and recognizable. So for those who are concerned about a future where paper currency and electronic money doesn't do anyone any good, this is a real legitimate alternative.
Harry, of all of the types of junk silver, you mentioned you've got quarters. You actually have a lot of quarters, half dollars, and then of course the dimes. Which would you recommend?
Dimes give you the most option for small transactions, because what happens is people who end up stacking usually end up getting not only constitutional silver, but silver rounds and bars, which are always bigger increments than this. So I have a preference for dimes. It just gives you all kinds of alternatives without wasting money, spending more than you have to for something you might need. But quarters and half dollars, I mean, they're not a huge increment of money either. For instance, right now, a half dollar is $11.50. And a silver half dollar, I mean, for $11.50, it might buy you lunch somewhere if you're hungry. So it's not a huge amount of silver. But dimes give you all kinds of alternatives. And quarters, of course, is the middle ground there. It's, less than $6 now worth of silver, but $6 might get you a gallon of fuel.
Here's another thought for preppers too. I know there's people who like buying the maples because, we do neighbor Canada. The Canadian junk silver. I mean, it's a good price. It's divisible like the US junk silver is. You have the dimes, the quarters, the halves, and most of the time you can buy it near mill.
The thing that I like about, just to Adrian's point about the interesting value of having Canadian silver, the math is very easy to work with. For every dollar face value of Canadian 80% silver, it's exactly 0.6 of an ounce.
Really?
0.6 of a troy ounce. So therefore, it's much easier to work with than US coinage in terms of the math. That's 0.6 of an ounce, as is 4 quarters.
Wow.
Or if I had 10 dimes, it's 0.6 of an ounce.
And these are 80% silver, so you're getting 20% copper basically on top for free. I mean, you're buying the silver, but they throw in the copper for you.
Yeah, and there's some people that think copper's going to do something big, so you get a little bit of both.
As a bargain, as to buy something at melt, which is how we've priced this, or darn close to it. Canadian silver is something to be considered, and we sell lots of it.
I believe you. I actually really like that goose. It's got some nice toning.
It really does.
All right, well, that was fun kind of going over the prepper side of things. But Anson, you're looking for more stacking, investing, that type of thing, right?
Yeah, I think it'd be great to just have something 20, 30 years from now, because I mean, I think that silver prices are obviously going to go up in 30 years, so I'm kind of in it for the long haul. But I think it's cool seeing all this stuff too, and maybe as my silver stacking continues, some of these will be in my future as well.
Let's assume for the moment that it's not in your current situation, but rather the more traditional ounces might be.
Okay.
And then the question becomes, are you looking for certain designs? Are you looking for premium silver, meaning things that are a little more scarce, or are you looking to get the most silver for your money?
What would you recommend?
Well, as a new stacker, until you decide where your emphasis ought to be, and you ought to leave yourself open to all kinds of possibilities, because you'll miss a lot of fun if you limit yourself at the beginning. I like to suggest just silver rounds as the least expensive way to get into ounces of silver, because these are all what we call generic or private rounds, meaning they're not minted by any government, they're not currency, but they are each 1 troy ounce of silver, and they say so on them.
Oh yeah, look
Oh, that's nice.
We have 3 levels of it that we typically sell. We have government ounces from governments other than the United States, like, for instance, Canada, or another example would be Australia with the kangaroos.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Then the most expensive, if you will, for a typical ounce of silver would be the U.S. bullion piece called the Silver Eagle, which is face value $1. Now, if you look at the current pricing of that, the generic or private rounds are $31 an ounce. The government, non-US, are $32.50. The Silver Eagles are $34. So if you're just starting out and you're not sure where your emphasis ought to be long term, I like to recommend start out with the most silver for the least amount of money until you figure out exactly where you want to go with this, and maybe you stay with that. I love Buffalo rounds. I think that the value is great. They're universally recognized and appreciated. They're right now $3 less than a Silver Eagle. So if I'm just starting out, I want to maximize the weight.
So just for simple math here, if you were to buy 10 Silver Eagles, you're paying $340.
Correct.
But if you're to buy 11 of the silver rounds, you're paying $341. You get a whole extra
That's
ounce.
actually a great illustration of why I like rounds, because you just got an extra ounce for almost the same money.
So it sounds like I should probably be starting with rounds as I stack.
When someone comes in here, and it happens often where they want to get started, but they truly don't know where to start, I put them here. Because why spend extra money? Why not go home with 11 ounces instead of 10?
Sure.
When I first started stacking, I started with rounds.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us, that's our first thing we buy because, like you said, we're just trying to get the most silver for the least amount of money.
The other thing in terms of the fun, the variety in rounds is endless. There's hundreds and hundreds of designs out there, and so you can just have some enjoyment collecting different designs that you like, and at the same time save money on your per ounce average.
Can we see some of the different designs you guys have here,
And the
we
cool
can
part
pick some
too is
out?
with rounds, I mean, you get to collect cool stuff like vintage rounds. You know, I accidentally became a vintage round collector because those were the first ones that I would buy.
And sometimes they do have pretty crazy premiums.
Oh, for sure. I learned that real quick. And here's the thing, it's with the dealer that I was purchasing from when I first started stacking, he would sell the vintage rounds for less than the new, buffalo looking rounds or the generic rounds. So
You got some good deals.
No, for sure. And it's a fun way to collect silver, like Harry was saying. There's so much variety. You're never going to finish collecting rounds, I'll tell you that.
Someone actually just emailed me the other day and they asked me, can I buy these vintage rounds and resell them on eBay or different places and make a little bit of money to keep stacking with?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, vintage rounds. I mean, there's some rounds that sell for hundreds of dollars, some even thousands.
And you know what? I shouldn't hesitate to mention that we're talking rounds, but at least in this shop, bars are priced the same as rounds in that they're private or generic ounces. So therefore, if you wanted to mix it up a little for the same money, for the same weight, you could get a variety of bars. And there's again, hundreds and hundreds of designs of bars. There's people that just collect the bars. And it's a very, very favorable way to do it, very recognized in the hobby. And stackers love bars. Either way, it's the same price and the same amount of silver.
How many ounces are you trying to get today, Anson?
I'm trying to start out with 40.
Wow,
40
that's
ounces.
That's a really nice start.
What do you call it when the silver starts to darken a little bit?
If your mom ever polished silverware, she'll tell you that silver tarnishes.
Okay.
In coin collecting, the tarnish becomes a little fancier word. We call it toning. And one of the ways to prevent that is to store these in a container like a tube. And while it's not airtight, maybe the ends can get tarnished over time, but the ones down in between the two ends will actually stay pretty pristine over time. And in terms of taking up room in a safe or a hiding place, you know, for 20 ounces, doesn't take a lot of room, and you can really stock a lot of this in a very small space.
So this right here would be 40 ounces.
If they were full, yes.
And so this is a really good way to store your silver. So I think if you went with the bars, you know, they're going to be a little more bulky, maybe a little bit more difficult to store. So that's something
No
to
doubt.
consider.
Although there are tubes for bars too. They're not as standardized in size as the rounds can be, but nonetheless, there are tubes that would fit bars. You would have to cut them out of the plastic for it to fit, though.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, thanks for the explanation on
You
that.
bet.
These all look beautiful, by the way. So I think the first one I want to start out with is the name I've given it. It's this tribal-looking eagle right here.
Oh, wow.
This
Look
guy's
at that
epic.
one. Wow, look at that one. It is the Silvertown Mint, and that is a fantastic eagle.
You see, Anson, you just took it from investing to a hobby because you're just having fun with the design. And to me, that's the point of all of this.
And now you have a connection with it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we got 40 picked out, and we got that cool tribal eagle on top there.
Feels good.
Ooh, I feel like I could do curls with these things, man. That's right. New Year's resolutions coming
found
up.
40 you like?
Yeah.
Well, here's 41 because this is a gift to you.
Aw.
This is in the Christmas spirit, the Santa Claus. On the back, we got the year 2024, and this will help you remember when you started stacking at Christmas of 2024.
This is the best gift I've gotten in a long
put that in
time.
a
Thanks,
flip
Harry.
for you.
Oh, dude, thank you. Is this right? Did I do
No,
that
you're
right?
good. Touching the edge. Look at that. He's a
Right,
pro
yeah,
already,
right.
Harry.
How's it feel? 40 ounces of silver. I'm not jaded yet. I still think this just feels and sounds awesome.
Well, Harry, this was a fun video.
It was, especially the giveaway. Again, thanks to everyone out there who made that possible.
It's the biggest one we've ever done, so leave a comment down below. And on New Year's Day, we're going to post the video with the winners, so hopefully you see your name.
I hope so. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, best of luck.
Merry
Good
Christmas.
luck, guys. Yeah, Merry Christmas, and what a good way to start the year, right?
Absolutely. Good to see you, Adrian.
See ya, thank you.
Silver Dragons.
Good to see you, Harry. And good to see you,
Yeah,
Anson.
Silver Dragons. Merry Christmas, everyone. Good luck on the giveaway.